Hey everyone, this is Deskclock1637 here, and I'm going to be looking at the game I said I wouldn't report on all those years ago. Um, this is Diablo Immortal, so there's a lot to unpack, and forgive me if I missed something, but I wanted to give this thing sort of a fair shot and really make sure that I covered everything that you actually need to know and kind of uh I don't know, I guess confirm the narrative that's out there. So what I'm going to do is forget all the shop stuff right now. What I'm going to do firstly is go through and play some of it and basically give you an idea of kind of what's going on in the game, what to expect, what I think of it, and just my overall first impressions from there. Um, and then, I think you'll have kind of a better idea of what I think. But just kind of from the outset, I would say, this takes a lot from Diablo 3. It really feels like the art direction just said, hey, that's a cool idea. Um, a lot of things have been updated, like character models. You can choose which one you want at the beginning. There's some customization. There's a whole bunch of the normal armor slots with very familiar qualities and very familiar numbers, like attributes. They just called it willpower. It's probably intelligence. And there's a gear score. It tells you like how much life you have. So the items haven't gotten really any better, but this is again in the context of a mobile game. So what we're dealing with is a lot of very I guess the best way to put it is watered down stuff. Right now I'm clicking on stuff just to kind of see what it is. Like there hasn't been a lot unlocked for me at level 17. So I do want to say that basically a lot of these attacks are going to feel very familiar. There's rewards for things you do. So I'm just going to enter this event and play it out and skip this cutscene because,
Leoric's throne lies somewhere in this haunted realm.
you can see that. See, I got a daily reward. It's hard to talk about this game without looking at things that just sort of pop up in your face and say like, hey, I'm here, you know? But I'm going to try my best to kind of ignore that for now. But you can see the familiarity of like a 7-sided strike, dash, punches, the same kind of like sometimes awkward hitboxes. My movements are a bit unwieldy here. There's a lot of intersect with the environment. Like I'm having trouble getting out of that section. One thing I will note too is that this boss has 2 health bars. That is a thing I saw in Lost Ark, and it appears that they've taken that sort of Eastern style of game and made, DPS bags out of their enemies. Also, you can see here that, again, taking from Diablo 3, they've taken this idea of, the orbs that you can get, like the health orbs, and added other ones. So they've added ones that you can pick up that give you experience instead of, you kill a monster, you get XP. There's experience orbs, and I believe there's ones that will reduce your cooldowns as well. I guess that's like the Nephilim power buff in D3. None of this stuff is, too foreign or necessarily that new. But the feel, like I said, is... Oh yeah, it's Conduit Globe. So there you go, emit lightning. Okay, so they basically taken the shrines from Greater Rifts and made them sort of instance-based buffs so that you don't have to, I guess, necessarily interact with that content to see them. Either way, I feel like it's a little bit cheesy. I just found a treasure chest and got some very bad loot out of it, it looks like. We can see that, they're pulling a lot from that arcadey, punchy, casual style of play where,
flaws are revealed.
You can log in, you can do a thing, log out, and then, you don't feel bad about it. Because, you feel like you've made some progress, but I still feel like this game takes too much from the idea that
the gods wish for my survival.
Time is progress, and that's the thing I would say that I like the least about the last two Diablo titles, being D3 and this. That sort of, wrongly support that stereotype that, gamer hours, right? You need to put in so much time. Otherwise, you're not catching up. You're not as strong as your buddies. I can't pause here, but I'm going to beat this guy and turn down the audio. So I'm going to be quiet for a moment here. Hey, there's your globe, the experience, the gear. So what I'm going to do is go into the settings and just make it 5%. Okay, so like I said, you've seen all the stuff I was talking about up to now. Very, casual, punchy stuff. The boss was just a DPS bag. It was just like, oh, it has this much health, so keep punching it, and it'll go away. The multiple health bars thing, I personally have never really been a fan of. I don't really think they offer anything extra to gameplay other than a bit of extra time spent on an enemy. I would rather have the fight be, more chaotic and, have a boss with one health bar. You can see right now I'm having a bit of difficulty with, clicking the right spot on this zone, which kind of lends itself to the fact that this is made for mobile. It's very obvious, because the port, at least for now, seems pretty hasty, and I get that it's in beta, so we do need to keep that in mind. It's not a final product. I can see they've added extra things here that are not in like a Diablo 3, for example. Block is a thing that you would not see for mobs in D3.
You fail to impress.
There was a statement on Twitter that I saw that said this is what Diablo 3 should have been, and in a lot of ways I would agree with that. And again, this is ignoring the shop right now. We're just focusing on the gaming experience. In a lot of ways, yeah, sure.
The gods favor me.
there should have been more emphasis on power coming from the skills, because you can see them ranking up. There should have been more emphasis on power from that angle, instead of the simply just time arc. But again, since this is a mobile game, time is money is power, and that is going to be a theme that kind of sours everything, as you're going to see when I kind of stop and really look at some of the other stuff that's going on. Again, as a mobile game in isolation, I can't say it's terrible. But again, what's really going to knock people out of this experience is the microtransactions and the sort of like push to be like, hey, there's this thing that can give you progress and power. It's only X amount of dollars. I mean, there's a beginner pack that's $1.39 here in Canada. So, you can be like starting. A dollar purchase is nothing for mobile. You see that a lot, quite frankly. So that's not the really bad part of it, I would say. There's also a lot of like temporary stuff. The fact that it's temporary, not bad, but again, in terms of what these things offer, that's a whole different ball of wax. So we can see I found a weapon that just, simple arrows, you get more damage and you lose a bit of willpower. So I'm going to do it. I lost a bit of health too. I have my equipment and whatever tabs, so I'm going to go into that later. I know I kind of glossed over it. But again, I want to kind of get through this quest first and really, like I said, give as fair of a shot as I can. I'm pretty sure this is going to be a Skeleton King fight, or something like it. Oh, there you go. This is literally what happened in the Diablo 3 beta, when it was first offered.
The warmth of life has no place among the damned.
Yeah, multiple health bar, Skeleton King, 27k. Okay.
Rage of thunder. Bow before your rightful king.
So I'm just gonna run around, not die. Oh. Course isn't very amazing, dude. Defeat the Skeleton King, 1 of 1. Oh, 0 of 1, sorry. Oh my god. So again, we're seeing again this continuation of the arcadey punchy style, which again suits the mobile environment. It suits this platform. It suits like a very instanced, you play this for once in a while for a few minutes, and I've got more rewards and experience. And he exploded with loot. There's just stuff all over the floor. So this is apparently the crap I picked up. This is currency. Currency for use it Hilt's trader to purchase crest free for its stones. Okay, so they're overloading us with currency options is what I'm getting here. So I can get armor that skill damage increased by 3%. What kind of flat kind of stat is that? Oh, you get more health and your damage is increased by a flat 3%. Okay. Okay, dude. Closing in 4 minutes. Yes, I do want to leave. Okay, so already I've gotten a notification from the store. A one-time bundle is there, and I got my first kill of the day. It's gear. I mean, it's power that, like, and I'm being presented with more MTX options. Okay. Okay, dude. So I'm gonna go into my inventory. I'm going to destroy some pieces. See what kind of... Oh my, I missed that completely. Equip. Equip. A 2 empty socket belt. Oh dear God. Okay, so some of this is going to become important later. Oh, turds. No, I want this one. But see, this is what I mean about, like, very simple stuff. You know, arrow up, good power. Arrow down, bad. I have this stuff to spend at the blacksmith and in town. I can select my quests, which, you know, this particular thing isn't a bad feature. I do like how there's an extra, like, path that I can take. Oh, okay, so I found a waypoint. So I can go back to town. Very, you know, Diablo 3E.
Need something reforged? Salvaged?
Okay, so this is where we start getting into upgrading stuff. So I'm gonna... So this game has a gear score. You can literally go to the blacksmith and be like, hey, can you upgrade my gear? And it's like, yeah. Oh, Jesus. This is very reminiscent of Diablo 3. We've seen that before. You can batch salvage, which is fine. Do I have a stash? I do have a stash. Okay, so I have a lot of very familiar things with respect to that. That resurrection stone is kind of weird, to be honest. So, what I'm getting, like, the feel I'm getting here is that this is kind of a cross between Diablo 3 and sort of Lost Ark kind of game, where you have a gear score, you can upgrade individual pieces. Oh, I got exploding palm. No, I want EP. Whoop. There. Yeah, so sorry, I got a little bit distracted. So I can still, you know, claim a bunch of stuff. It seems like I was saying a cross between a Lost Ark kind of game and I guess their sort of vision over time for Diablo 3. You can see here that, completing stuff gives me XP. I'm going to claim it. That particular thing is very... That particular thing is very typical of, RPG quests. Like, you will get XP and things for completing them. I don't have an issue with that particular thing. Now, getting into the nitty-gritty of this, let's you've seen some combat, you've seen that there's a lot of people around. Let's get into the shop, because it already hit me in the face once. I'm level 20. As with a lot of mobile games, it doesn't really like to, how should I put this? Respect your time. So on one angle, we do have the fact that you can play this for a few minutes while you're on the toilet, as they joke about. You can just, log on for a few minutes, punch a few things, log off, go to your PC. That sort of fluid transfer, which I have actually experienced, is fine. But the issue starts coming up when you get into the daily login bonuses. It appears like you can buy a few things. So, obviously there's a bunch of things you can see here where you can buy this thing called platinum, or these eternal orbs. They have specific purposes, so you can basically spend money to get in-game currency to do things, which is not by convenience, that's by power. Like I said before, there's some very cheap MTX and there's some very expensive MTX. I'm going to close the screen. It's probably doxing me. We have timed rewards. Those timed rewards in themselves are not bad. They happen a lot. This is the Battle Pass disclaimer. Lots of cosmetic stuff, and the rank has to do with the rank of the Battle Pass. So that particular thing, stop it. No. That particular thing. So I'm going to just rank up my... Okay, so here's the Battle Pass. So, can I unlock this? No, stop it. I hate that window. So here's an example of the Battle Pass. This is the rank 2 rewards. If I want to change how much I want to unlock, I can change the slider and it will give me progressively more things. Start lighting up more pieces, right? It's, giving me more stuff, more mechanics, more things to do in game. And, we saw that in the shop there was the currency, like I got up to 5,000, so it costs probably around $120 actually to unlock that, which is kind of ridiculous. And that's the real downside to this. There's a lot of stuff to unlock. There's a lot of things that you can get over time. I'm just not thoroughly convinced that only playing the game will get you the same thing. I don't really have a huge amount of confidence in the fact that you can just free to play it and win. I could be wrong on that, and if I am, please tell me, like, what did you get from going through the game and not spending anything? I would like to see kind of that sort of playthrough. There is a daily bonus. A lot of these things are temporary. There's a lot of instance rewards, like first kill of the day. So it really wants to push you to log in, do a thing, get a reward for it. There's timers on it, very typical of mobile. A lot of these things are going to be pitched as bigger problems because, Diablo people don't usually play on this, mobile-y kind of platform. There's very few mobile gamers. So I want to stress that those opinions out there about these microtransaction models being predatory are completely valid. I can see how someone could log into this and just be like, I'm going to buy that $20 thing. Pardon me. I'm going to buy that $20 thing or like go max on the currency because, increasing rewards, spend more, get more value type of jazz. I can see how that would just, trap someone. There's a lot of different stuff to do. There's a lot of different, activities, which again is great. And I talked about this on Twitter, which was to say, like, there's good things about this game, but the microtransaction part of it is really going to overshadow a lot of the good things that are actually here to interact with. I'm clicking around the list. I can see that there's, events available. That's all fine and dandy. But again, this whole selling power and selling currency thing just kind of takes away from the whole experience and just gives it that sort of stop it. Gives it that sort of bad taste, you know what I mean? It's just, it doesn't feel right to have to, be presented with all this stuff in a game that otherwise had a lot of thought and a lot of work put into it. Again, I'm going to rate it with and without the MTX. Without the MTX, this game is fine. It's a good mobile title. There's a lot of attention to detail. There's a lot of, that real willingness to make combat feel like a Diablo game. There's a lot of, that environment stuff that we like, a lot of extra features like guiding you to your destination, which works a lot more on mobile again. The sort of like transition zones, there's a lot of clarity in some of those areas. There's some good things, but I don't feel like this is necessarily too much of a new game for me. In all honesty, it feels like I've played it before, and that's just because I've come from Diablo 3. So, don't let that kind of dictate how you feel about it, at least immediately. I would say it's worth a shot, but do you want to continue this long term? I don't know. It's definitely, to me, not a primary game. It would, I think, stream pretty well because of the daily stuff. Party play in this game is encouraged, but it seems pretty viable to play alone, which is also good. Means you don't have to wait. So again, looking at the pros, for a mobile game, not bad, worth a play, but as a Diablo game, I don't really like it. I'm playing it for the sake of this, review video, and just to show you kind of what you're getting into, so that it's not a surprise. But there's two things I don't like about some of the action RPG tropes: instance fights and multi-health bars, because I think it's just too artificial of a way to extend the fight, and just kind of ignores that there could be extra mechanics to do.
All this suffering.
Oh, I've unlocked auto navigation, so it's even easier. And with an empowered shrine. Oh, great. So, yeah. That's I guess my opinion. Navigation is paused. Oh, okay. Well, let's navigate. It's just auto run. Good lord. Okay. Yeah. That's Diablo Immortal. Why is it pausing my navigation? I'm not. Oh, I see. I didn't feel that was very clear. So that's Diablo Immortal. Mobile game, absolutely. It really likes to like slap you in the face with that fact. Art style, fine. Very Diablo 3 with kind of like that, update to something a little bit more realistic. I guess they tried to push the envelope a little bit on that, painterly sort of effect. And I can see the extra bits they've added. Like that's a neat looking waypoint. But like, I don't know why I'm seeing some of these details now, when before it looked, I think, a little less realistic. Like, I didn't see the rendering really giving me anything new. Anyway, so I'm going to stop talking to NPCs, but you get the idea. Again, I don't know if it's possible to actually free to play and get through the game. So I'm not going to make any comments on that, but the game does like to really strongly kind of coax you into spending money. Like, I spent so much time on this, maybe I can just buy this extra thing. And they also give you those cosmetics, which cosmetics are fine, but buying progress and buying power are the two things that really I don't like. So as I said on Twitter, at deathclock1637, the game has a lot of stuff that Blizzard did well, and I do want to again call out the fact that they did a good job on creating the world, but the fact that it's mobile is one thing, and the fact that there's all of this extra stuff that kind of coaxes you into buying it really takes away from the whole atmosphere, and it just kind of sucks the fun out of it almost. I mean, I like being able to walk around casually and, do things, but this isn't a game I'm going to pay a lot of attention to. And again, this is just coming from the fact that I'm not really a mobile gamer. I like PC games. I feel that so far, and at least it's in beta, so I'll give them that. My feedback for now is that it's quite a hasty port. There's not a lot of options available. I hope they add them. There's lots of stuff to do and a lot of encouragement to play with people, which is good. But, it just kind of raises the question, how do you have maintained party play when this is designed to be sort of minute to minute, 10-minute session kind of thing? I don't know. Game without the microtransactions, 6.5 out of 10. But that's just coming from my bitter Diablo 3 opinion. Game with the MTX, 4.5. 5. Just, again, soured by the fact that there are microtransactions, and again, coming from the fact that I played Diablo 3 for so long, it feels like I've been through this before. It feels like I know all the attacks already. I know what Exploding Palm is. I know what Seven-Sided Strike is. I know just from the icons. I didn't even need to hover over it what all of that stuff is. And they didn't even bother changing the potion key from Q. Anyway, yeah, that's it. That's all I gotta say. If you want to download it, it is free, but also not. Yeah, sorry for rambling on a bit, but I think it deserved explanation. I was gonna maybe cover this in a podcast, but I think it did deserve at least the visual and some extra context. So, yeah, log in if you want. Play casually. If you've never played an action RPG before, this is a good way to get into it and kind of experience what, in the same way D3 kind of introduces you to, those sort of baby steps into identifying gear that's good for you, that's bad for you, but it still kind of does it in a way that kind of, takes the thought out of it, because green arrow good, down red arrow bad. It's not really making you look at the stats of the thing. It's just, okay, good. But anyhow, I'm gonna shut up now. Log in and see what you think. I'm maintaining my ratings on this game. If you've played D3, it's gonna feel very samey. So yeah, that's it for me. Diablo Immortal is just kind of okay, and I'm probably not logging in anymore. So I will see you later. Thank you very much for watching and sticking around. Have a good one.